What's up, guys? It's your girl Stacey Cake, your host for What's Hot, and I am here with the Anne Arundel County Public Library and Park Books to talk to Julia Quinn about her latest book, Queen Charlotte. Hi,
Hello.
Julia.
Hi.
So it's an exciting day. You're on tour. So let's just get right into it. And in the Queen Charlotte book, you mentioned in a previous interview that we get a little bit more insight into the character's mindset. So what does that look like? Can you give me a little bit of how you process that?
You know, when you're watching a television show, you've got these incredible visuals and you've got this incredible sound and you've got, in this case, incredible actors, but what you don't have is the inner thoughts.
Right.
And that's what I can put in the book. So I got to figure out what a lot of people were thinking, and I think it can really deepen some of the scenes. And it was a challenge, actually, to figure out which scene should be from which point of view. Mm-hmm. So that was very interesting, too.
So, kind of just sticking with that sentiment, the writing process was a little different because you received the scripts from Shonda, and then you had to go in deep dive with the book. So were there any challenges in that process with Shonda Rhimes?
I don't know if challenge is the right word. It was just something wildly new and different for me, which I guess does make it a challenge.
Yeah.
But it was also really fun, so I didn't feel difficult challenge-like. I had never done anything like it before. She wrote the 6 scripts, and she wrote them. She did not have a writer's room. She just went in and wrote them. And I think 2 of them do have a co-writer, but it's mostly Shonda. And I would get the scripts and look at them, and of course they're amazing because she's amazing. And then I figured out, okay, how do I turn this into a novel? And there was a lot of taking the pieces apart and breaking down the architecture of a screenplay and then rebuilding it into the architecture of a novel and kind of figuring this out. And it was a big puzzle.
That's I'm sure it was pretty time consuming in a sense.
Yes, although there were some really great days where I'd be working and I'd be thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I've gotten so much done today. And then I realized what I've actually just done is typed 5 pages of Shonda's dialogue. It's just but you feel really productive.
Gotcha. And speaking of that, we're into the book, we're into the show, we have it all out there. Can you just reveal what is the modern diagnosis of King George?
Oh, nobody knows. That's the
Okay.
thing. So truly nobody knows. There are a lot of different theories. Some people think he could have been bipolar. He could have been schizophrenic. He could have had a brain tumor. For a while, it was very fashionable to say he had porphyria, which is, I think, a disease. I want to say the liver, maybe. But it does, one of the symptoms is mental, what appears as mental illness. So nobody knows.
Okay.
And so Shonda, who was the one who created the framework for the story, was very purposeful in deciding that she didn't want to try to diagnose him either, and left it kind of up in the air.
Gotcha. Okay, because that's a big Googled question. What is King George's diagnosis?
Yeah.
So what character do you see yourself most in Queen Charlotte?
I really resonate with Lady Danbury a lot. Maybe because I've always wanted to be her when I grow up. Because in everything that I've written thus far, before Queen Charlotte, she was older than me. So I can be oh, that's who I want to be.
Right.
And now I've got her where she's actually younger than I am. So now it's kind of ooh, I don't know if I was that put together. I don't know. Ursema Thomas makes it look really easy. But I really resonated with some of her struggles in trying to figure out how to use her own agency and power within a society that doesn't really want her to. And one of the most powerful moments in the book to me was when she was thinking that, she's changed the course of history and she's never going to get credit for it.
Right.
And I don't know whether I could have handled that myself.
Yeah, she's a very dynamic character, and it was exciting getting to see her backstory and how she grew. And you appeared as a character in episode 6. So do you see yourself taking any bigger roles down the line?
No. I have to tell you, it was it's really time consuming, and even for the people who are they call them SAs, and I can't remember what that stands for. We call them extras. It's a lot of work. They literally had to sew me into the dress. I have a photo of them sewing me into the dress, and then in order to get me out, they had to come with scissors and cut me out of the dress. It was a thing.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna wrap it up with one last question.
Okay.
Are we getting a recast for Simon in the extended Bridgerton series? Is that coming? Can we get Regine back? Regine Jean Paul back?
I would love to get reggae back. I have no idea. I mean, I haven't heard anything about it.
Gotcha.
If I had heard something about it, I wouldn't be allowed to tell you.
Gotcha.
But I'm being honest with you that I haven't heard anything.
Alrighty. Fingers crossed that something
know.
works out down the line. But thank you so much for your time. And
Thank you.
Wishing you the best of luck.
You too.